Welcome to the H.E.A.R.T Method. This video explains exactly what the H.E.A.R.T Method is and why it is the most wonderful framework for a new paradigm for our lives and a total new way of thinking about our business and our life success. My name is Janine Barron, and it is my greatest privilege to be here with you as your guide on this journey. I'm going to ask you to schedule about 20 minutes, including the video and some journaling time for this particular welcome exercise. And if I haven't asked you to already, please get a diary, a journal, a beautiful book that is just for the Be experience, for nothing else, because you're going to document a journey and you're going to document every time something jumps out at you, a thought that's important that helps you go to the next step. You'll often hear me talk about the next breadcrumb because I'm a great believer that change happens in tiny, tiny increments. It's not always exciting, but it definitely happens. And so having a diary will help you document that process and have the aha moments that will lead you to the next step. So if you ever get lost or stuck at all in the Be experience over the coming months, I want you to come back and revisit this video. I think it will be very nourishing to be reminded of the basics of the framework. For those of you who know, I have an academic background, so I am a great researcher and learner and writer. And so sometimes I'll say things and you'll think, where does that come from? And if you want the resource, please let me know. I'll always acknowledge it when I know who said that. But sometimes I think I said it. I don't know who else said it, but we're all absorbing this brilliant information that's helping us move forward, up level and go into this new paradigm. So do correct me if I don't ever acknowledge someone, and do ask me for the resource if you like something that I say. So I will be sharing a lot is coming just from me. But I have had many masters and mistresses and mentors over the last 20 years. I've been on a very deep, intensive, not just a business development journey, but a personal and a spiritual development. And it's that journey that's combined all the beautiful ingredients that has resulted in the Be experience today. So yeah, so like you, I'm the result of all the learning and experiences I've had, and I've now put together this program to help women up level and become their best selves and create the most beautiful business and life that you can imagine. It's pretty simple and pretty amazing. Let's do it. So I just want to acknowledge that sharing this wisdom with you and being your guide, I take very seriously. I tune in to the best intention and your highest potential on a daily basis, as well as my own. It is a privilege, it's a responsibility, and I take your well-being and prosperity very seriously, joyfully, but very seriously. So thank you for choosing me and the Be experience and all the women who have come to join you, because we've all aligned for a reason to be in this group together. So thank you so much. Before I start talking about the letters that the H.E.A.R.T represents, the H, the E, the A, the R, and the T, which I didn't plan, by the way. I just looked one day and realized it works. It spells heart. So I was so happy. But I just want to share a little quote with you from the great Wayne Dwyer. So he says, "You must assume that you are already what you want to be, and then live by this faith in this assumption, and make your future dream a present fact by assuming that wish is fulfilled." I honestly couldn't sum up better what we're doing here in the Be experience than what he says there. So one of the many people I will recommend that you have a listen to. Now, to the H.E.A.R.T method, and the first letter H, such an important place to start. It's the foundation of everything. And as you'll see in the Be experience, we spend a lot of time in the foundations. We don't just set goals and, a lot of business groups out there, they set goals and then provide accountability. And it's like, I just see people lost and floundering, because it's like, what about the foundations? We can't do anything without the right ingredients, and really having that balance between strategy and intuition. The healing, going into self-employment is one of the biggest personal development journeys you will ever be on. And it's an emotional journey fraught with feelings around success and failure. And there's a bunch of healing to be done if the income doesn't just start flowing in. So it's a very personal journey. So we're going to have the balance. So good habits. What are the good habits? So I'm going to introduce you in the next video to something called the business energy quadrant, which is, you could also call a one-page business plan. I do call it that in some environments. It's something I created because I wanted a really simple business and a really simple life. And I did not want to have 30 pages plus another 30 pages of research building out my whole business structure. So developing the business energy quadrant, and it's called an energy quadrant because originally I based it on fire, earth, air, and water. And then I sort of dropped those and used some more traditional terms around creating a strong vision and marketing and your financial results. So I will explain the business energy quadrant. The first habit is to set aside an hour a week. Okay, so there's, what is it, 168 hours in a week. Take off sleep time, that's about 114 hours in a week. I'd like one of them a week. Please spend more if you'd like to be on the B experience. So you've got your diary. You'll get out your business energy quadrant, and before the business energy quadrant, you'll do your personal energy quadrant. That is explained in a different video to this one. But if you do these habits, you will be drawing in that vibration that we talked about. So if you were just to drop off now and leave the group and never watch or hear anything I said again, I'm just going to tell you the most important thing right now. So the most important habit that we will cultivate by using the BEQ and the PEQ and our journaling and our strategic time, the most important habit we are cultivating is our vibration. When you cultivate your vibration on a daily basis, using all 5 senses, not just one, anything you've been taught around imagining a goal and then you're wondering why it hasn't happened, is imagining is not enough. We have to see it, feel it, taste it, hear it. We have to see it. And when we use all of those senses in a particular way, it will create the very vibration we want. And when you have your vibration, everything will just flow out to you magnetically. It literally magnetizes you. People like Joe Dispenza, who you may have heard of, after spending decades and looking at spirituality, went and spent a decade studying neuroscience, because he saw that it actually matched. And by bringing in the science and the spirituality together, that idea of magnetism and vibration is proven both in science and the spiritual world, and many, many people like myself who have manifested things. So your vibration is literally the most important thing. That's what we're going to cultivate. But we cultivate it with some actions as well as our intuition. So when you do the intuitive exercise, which I tend to offer on a new moon, because that's the most powerful time for intention building. It's currently called Attract Your Future to Your Now. And in that process, you will learn that process of how to bring in all 5 senses and create that vibration. Then when you cultivate that every day, it will bring forth all your dreams. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So that is the most important habit we cultivate. The other habit is we have to back everything up. We are human after all, living in a world, in a house, with a car, with a bus. We still need some strategic frameworks, and we'll get to those habits soon. So you need to have a strong why. Yes, everyone tells you that if you're going to have a habit, or a strong intention, or a strong milestone, or a very clear vision. If you don't have that yet, then your vision is to get clear. That is an absolutely beautiful vision. So if you're at the very beginning of your journey and you still just have a sense of what you want rather than a clear picture, then make your intention with these habits we're learning to get clear. That is beautiful. Ask to be led to each step that you need on this beautiful path. Maybe draw a beautiful path in your journal. Put some milestones in there as you reach them, or milestones that you'd like to be at, and then we work on the vibration to naturally lead you there. So every one of you is going to use different words, different terminology, because this is not your first time you've learnt this stuff. A lot of you have also been on great journeys of spiritual business and personal development. So you will have your own resources. So please use your own words around this stuff if mine aren't resonating, or if you've already got a clear idea about this. This is why this is a framework, not a course. I'm not going to give you exact words or exact paths. But having a milestone, goal, dream, vision, is a way of measuring our success. So we do need some kind of measuring. So we have good health based around our hearts, our rituals, our habits, and it'll just produce a result as a result of us doing those habits. It's really quite magical. And also it won't always be obvious. Very important to know that. It won't always be exciting. You'll just one day be there. For a lot of us, that's how it looks. There's usually a couple of big moments to celebrate, whether you're launching something, having a certain income, feeling a certain level of fitness, whatever it is you've got in your dream. You will have celebratory moments, but honestly, most of change is just small incremental habits, just turning up every day. If you're not feeling the vibration that day, but at least you did the ritual towards it. And that turning up every day doing that ritual will actually produce the outcome. Trust me, this works. But you have to turn up every day, even when you don't feel like it. I'll clarify that. If you don't feel like turning up some days, it's okay. It's actually fine. It'll take a bit longer, but that's fine. That's how I've done it. It's taken a bit longer, but you know, there were some days where maybe I had to do some healing or just had to sleep, or who knows. But you turn up as often as you can. Every day is phenomenal. If that's your style, go for it. If it's not your style, you just turn up when you can. But I would say the PEQ, the personal energy quadrant, really needs to be done at least a few times a week to get some momentum. And the business energy quadrant needs to be done at least once a month. So the habits are the vibration, the BEQ, the PEQ, and a couple of other things. Engaging the support, which is what you're doing here. Support in a group environment and a personal one-to-one. I really believe that combination is very powerful. Being in the company of the kind of people you want to be with, the kind of clients you want to attract. You know, you've got to be in that company and that vibe of the right people. So whether you do that in a learning environment like we have, or other groups you're involved in, but you have to get that joy and flow of change, you do need to be in the right vibe environment. So having a support group, having a mentor, congratulations, that's the most amazing habit, honestly. All my success times and years can be contributed to the time where I had consistent support, even when things weren't good. Those people held me together. So also, of course, the dates that we're meeting together, these are milestones where we gauge our success, but that's not where the only learning happens. So don't just turn up on the specified days. Turn up during the week for yourself. You're not turning up for me and you're not turning up for the other people here. You're turning up for you, okay? But you're cultivating the company that you want to vibrate in yourself. That's what you're doing here. One of the reasons. Okay, so rehearsing that habit before you do it is also super powerful. So if you're really struggling, like I do a fitness routine now that I do a whole hour on a weekend, but every morning I do somewhere between 7 and 21 minutes, depending on how much time I have, whether I spent the extra time lying in bed or, you know, a bunch of reasons, whether I'm having a meeting early 7 a.m., which I often do. Yeah, rehearsing the habit before you do it. So when I first started, it was just like the first 7 minutes was such a slog. So yeah, just rehearse the habit in your mind if you're not doing it yet. Rehearse imagining yourself waking up and doing the BEQ and the PEQ. Just rehearse it in your mind. It will start to happen. Have a powerful song. Have a creative process practice that you do that can help get you into the vibe as well. I find putting on music when you are trying to work out is really helpful. And now I can do things I can't believe I can do that I couldn't do 2 years ago. Okay, so once you have the habit, repetition is vital. It doesn't have to be a big habit. It can be tiny. It can just be waiting to eat an extra hour in the morning, or doing a full 16-hour fast a couple of times a week like I do. It's very cleansing for the body. Just repeat it, okay? It's choosing to do it, imagining yourself doing it, repeating it. It just starts to become standard. Then it's not even a conscious habit. It just is a way that you do things. Okay, so be surprised by good energy and good health for sure. Okay, so the last thing I'll move through the other letters quite quickly, but habits very important because this is the foundation of what we do. So I'm spending a bit of extra time on this. So to summarize, number 1, have your journal, your Be Experience journal. Do nothing else in it but the Be Experience. With that journal, schedule time 1 hour a week to be in what I call your balloon, which is where you rise above. It's a beautiful, relaxing, strategic place, and you just look at your life and your business. You're not doing things. That's no task in this time. It's just you're just looking at it and being strategic, and you're dreaming in this time. In that time, you will do your BEQ, which is your business energy quadrant, at least once a week. If you're on a fast trajectory, you may even do it a few times a week just to check. Your personal energy quadrant, if you can do it every day, honestly, it's a game changer. If you can do part of it a few times a week, amazing. Also a game changer. Just takes a little bit longer. Go at your own pace. And finally, just to create that space in the week for that vibration. So it is a non-negotiable. There's a beautiful, I learned it as it was called the 6-phase meditation. It actually comes from what was called the Silver Method. The person I learned it from purchased the Silver Method, I think, or inherited it or something. So I think there's a beautiful link that Claire has shared in the past. So we might bring that up again in the group. So that's your habits. That is the habits I suggest. You may already be doing some of those. You may have different names for them. Great. But regular time, good habits that you repeat will get you to your goals. It won't feel like it on the day, but you'll suddenly be there. And the vibration, more important than anything else. So here we go. We're cultivating that vibration. So I'm going to move through the other letters a lot quicker, because every time we come up with something, at some stage I'll expand on it more fully, like I did with H. So I'll just take a few minutes to do the last few. So E is for energy and environment, creating an environment that is conducive to you. When I was traveling, I had my laptop, I had my business symbol. I really encourage you all to get a little symbol for your business. I had some flowers. So no matter where I was traveling in the world, I could set up a desk and feel like I had strong foundations. So creating an environment, if in your home or while you're traveling in your motorhome, that is conducive to traveling, very, very important. The energy, we will talk about a lot in the intuition weeks. That's a very practical exercise. I spoke about it a lot really in habit too, with vibration, but the classic habits of yoga, walking in nature, meditation. This is how we cultivate the vibration on a daily basis. Anything creative or fun too. Okay. And the words I recommend for you in this phase is curiosity, humility, and collaboration. Curious, humble, and collaborating. Being in this group, asking questions, having conversations when you're just not sure what to say. Just saying, I don't know what to say next. I'd like some guidance on what to say or do next. But we'll be doing a bunch of intuitive practices here, which is what energy is all about. Okay. A is for action. Everything that we're talking about today, none of it is any use if we don't take action. Action is vital. We are, after all, in this world. We can't just sit around imagining things. It doesn't automatically turn up. We have to take the action. But the important thing I want to say to you about action is right timing. So for example, I run a monthly marketing strategy workshop. I've invited every single one of you to come to that workshop. But the right timing for you to absorb that information may not be now, may not be next month. It might be another month. So taking action in terms of building courses, putting on events, ringing clients, potential clients, writing blogs, all these things, they all have right timing. And right timing is about tuning in vibrationally to that you're actually ready for that stage, okay? You wouldn't put a learner driver in a car or in a truck, yeah? You just wouldn't do it. So timing in terms of learning skills and healing is very, very important. So a lot of action, we talk about right timing, and right timing is very individual for you, okay? Some of you are going to just go bang, 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 and pop out businesses and pop in clients and go, oh my God, this is happening and it's amazing. And other of you, that's not going to happen at all. But there is a good reason for that, and you will discover what that is, okay? That's your journey. Take action in this group and set up conversations with each other, connect with each other if you feel to. Keep listening to other podcasts and books and support. I'm not one of those people who are going to say, you can't do anything else when you're doing my course, which is like, I hear so many people do. It's not true. I want you to do what's right for you. This is just a framework, a place for you to come and gauge where you're at and get support when you need the next step. Part of action, just to finish off, will be some of the key exercises we run in this group, and they're in this platform, and you'll be led to them when the time is right. They're called the 12 questions, the create your magnetic manifesto, create your business model, to create your money model, and of course the marketing strategy. And there are both basic and advanced versions of these things depending on where you're at in your business. So all of those will be presented to you in right time, but action is where the actual stuff happens. Like me now, I'm making this video, I've got to take that action or I can't communicate with you. Okay, receiving. Receiving is huge, okay? In our spotlight sessions, you're going to be big on receiving. It's about our money, about our income. It's about our sense of success and what that means. There is so much to say about receiving that I will be doing an entirely separate video on that. But the R in the Heart method is for receiving. Another way to say that word would be reception. Yes. Reception. Okay. Finally, the T in the Heart method is about a time frame in terms of, like, you know, this framework is running for 3 months. We run it in the seasons. So we do spring, summer, autumn, and winter. But we have timing as well as time frame. They're two very different things, but they're both an important T. So timing, when to launch, when to speak, when to arrive somewhere. Timing is, my best timing story, very briefly, is I started Australia's first organic baby store back in 2000. And a big part, one of our products was a BPA-free bottle. Now, I know you think you know what BPA is now. Nobody knew what BPA-free was in 2000. And I barely sold one every 3 months, but I was on this campaign. I would write about it. I would educate people about it. And quite honestly, it was a bit of a tough slog. People were like, oh, really? What's that? And then you may remember, I think it was about 2003, I'll have to look it up, the Canadian government banned BPA. The world went nuts, and suddenly every parent in Australia, let alone the world, wanted a BPA-free baby bottle. Well, guess who sold them? The only person. I had to put on 10 staff. We had production lines going. Our manufacturer ran out of stock. We were counselling parents about their babies. We had doctors on the phone saying, oh, thank God you sell them. Can I send my patients to you? Timing is about really also trusting that you're on a path, even if everyone else thinks you're a little bit nuts. And then when the time comes, ba-dum, it all explodes. So yeah, lots of stories about timing. But timing, even the fact that you heard about this group and you've arrived here, that this moment in your life, somehow this support is crucial for you. With time too, though, like, time's not about committing to some kind of hectic schedule. If anything, I really am very, very intentional around releasing stress and hard work. You hear me talk about that a lot. Timing can be when the world's ready for you, such as the story I just told. And timing can be just when in your own life you're ready to face something, do something, step up. So that's timing. And that is the Heart method. The H, the E, the A.R.T, the framework that is here to support this journey we're going on together. Please come back to this video, forward, fast forward, pause, journal, but take some time right now as you finish the video to make some more notes in your Be Experienced journal, and to just maybe ask yourself, wow, why am I here in this group? And what could be potentially the greatest outcome for me? And vibrate on that until we speak next. Thank you.